get this started up across the board. So we are live on Facebook, right? Excellent. We are live
Live on
on
Twitch.
we are live on Twitch, live on YouTube. Let me get my Twitch up.
Oh, Frog Brothers. Love the shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
They never officially had a design for the comic book store, so people have just taken liberty over the years on deciding what it would look like.
Yeah.
And this one
I'm not a big
has.
Corey Feldman fan though right now. So
I like the Lost Boys. Corey
yeah, I like
Feldman's
Lost Boys too.
Lost Boys is my favorite vampire movie of all time. One of
Except
my.
for the last of the series. I didn't like that one very
Oh,
much.
dude, the third one's the best one.
No,
Yes.
it's ridiculous.
It,
With
it-
Corey Haim in it for like 2 seconds.
yes, it was so good. You're just a hater.
Well, I know things about Corey Feldman now, so
That's fair.
or I
We.
suspect things about Corey Feldman now. Let me say that.
Oh, we are not gaming, by the way. Let me change that.
I mean, we can if you want to.
Is this education or entertainment?
Entertainment, I would say.
I am teaching people
Education would
things.
mean that it has to be real.
I mean, people thought this was real.
Do you think it's real?
We'll get there in a minute.
Okay.
Altered content. No. Man, YouTube makes this really hard to get to. There we go. All right, folks. I'm going to be jumping back and forth between three of your chat lines. So if you ask a question or something on one of them, just know I'm live three places. And where is Twitch now? Twitch I lost.
You didn't even say who you were, who I am.
I know we're
What's going
getting.
on here?
Hold on, Pat.
I'm just excited, man.
I
I
know
got to
you
hear
are.
about this stuff.
I know it's just rough when you're one person starting like six things. Okay, there we go. Let me make, and then it's also making sure that nothing explodes in the background while running three things.
I hope it doesn't.
No, okay, so far so good. Okay. Oh, hey there, children of the night, and welcome to Bob After Dark, the show that takes you into the shadows and goes and says hello everything that goes bump in the night. I'm your host with the most that enjoys Toast Bob, and alongside of me, as always, is the ever wonderful, ever vampiric Panic's not here. Who are you?
I'm the other guy.
Oh my gosh, Count Panic's not here. This is so
No,
strange.
no, he actually bribed me to come in here today. So he said he wanted to have some cheese curds. I don't know what that was all about.
Folks, this was a last minute addition to Bob After Dark. Count Panic needed the night off due to some technical issues, and we didn't want to go 3 weeks without a show. So, lo and behold, we have the one, the only Pat from Ghostly podcast
Good
is here.
thing, good thing I'm the one and only. Because I mean, if the world had more of me, my God, I don't know. I think we would take over. Actually, I really do.
Take over what exactly?
Exactly.
The,
That is the question. I would take over the Joe Rogan podcast.
what would you call it?
I would call it not the Joe Rogan podcast.
It's just
Just put not in front
oh
of it.
my goodness. You
Yeah.
know, so tell us a little bit about who you are and what Ghostly Podcast is. My fans should know who you are
Oh,
by now, and
geez.
they should know what Ghostly is. But just in case, what's the
Yeah, yeah.
deal?
So I am your friendly neighborhood skeptic. I do not believe in ghosts. I'm on the fence about cryptids. I mean, some maybe, definitely not the praying mantis man with his overalls on. Because that's just and anyone that wears clothes, I'm not into that. I don't believe that they can do that. And I am a believer in UFOs. Ghostly Podcast is a podcast where we debate ghost stories. So, me being the skeptic, I am always giving the scientific facts that probably are not so scientific. In the latest episode, we talk about matrixing and priming. Those are two new things to add to the Pat Dictionary now.
Oh, matrixing's a good one.
Yeah.
You should be. That's like your probably your greatest tool in your arsenal now.
Now that I know the word for it, yeah, it will be. And priming too. I believe that a lot of this stuff is priming. Priming would be, for those that don't know, would be that like me and Bob are going to talk about something today. So we are priming you to believe in it then. So when you go there to this location or whatever, you're more susceptible to see that because you believe now.
Absolutely. By the way, Heather in chat says, I'm new to the Ghostly podcast and really enjoying it. So you got a new fan from the Bob After Dark fan base, Pat.
Thank you, Heather. I appreciate it.
I believe you two met at the Bob After Dark Sometimes Scaring is Caring event.
Oh
Heather
yeah,
was in the
yeah.
audience.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's great to have you on board, Heather. I hope you don't get too mad at me.
And then Vic says hello with kitty spam, by the way.
Hey.
Yes, and then last but not, I'm playing catch up on all the comments, and then we have Windstorm says hello to me and hello Pat as well. So hello
Hey,
across the board,
Windstorm.
everybody. We're just getting along to saying hello to everybody. Bob After Dark is your weekly show where we talk about legends, lore, and supernatural things that go bump in the night, lights in the sky, weird cryptid stories, and of course, Pat's favorite pickleball player of all time.
Yeah, I love me some pickleboard. Pickle paddle. That's what I call it. Pickle paddle.
I thought you were a big pickleball person, though.
No, no, I'm not. No.
You know why I'm getting confused? Count Panic's a big pickleball person.
Oh, okay.
What's your
Well,
favorite
he's eating
past?
cheese curds.
What's your favorite
I
pastime, Pat?
favorite. I have ADHD, so everything is my favorite. I dabble in everything. So
Pro wrestling.
I'd say pro wrestling is up there, but only WWE. I'm not familiar with AEW or any of the other ones, and yeah, I would say that that's pretty much up there right now. Also, CrossFit for some reason, even though I don't do CrossFit, I'm really into it though. I'm into watching it. Watching people sweat a lot makes me happy for some reason.
That it's a good thing to be excited about. I may say so
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, yeah.
As the fans know, my outside of the paranormal, pro wrestling is just my one of my favorite things in the world. I've always wanted to.
Because you were a professional wrestler.
Yes, but I just love professional wrestling. It means so much to me, and yeah, I love pro wrestling. So one day I'd like to start a pro wrestling podcast. I always had this idea of like doing a rebooking show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, someday when I have time, whatever that means.
So, so pro pro wrestling, what would be a dream match for you that never actually
Taker
happened?
Sting.
Oh, okay, Taker versus Sting. I'm not really familiar with Sting that much. I know he's a legend, but yeah, definitely Taker. I am
The
from
two spook.
ECW and from WWE.
Get the two spooky guys together.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. And
That
and who do you think would win that match?
Taker's got to go over 100%.
Yeah, especially if it's like WrestleMania. Yeah,
Yeah, no kidding. Now, if it was at Bash at the Beach or something or Halloween Havoc, I'd give it to Sting. But
sure.
but we're not a wrestling podcast. We're a paranormal podcast, Pat.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You
That's
didn't
right. We
ask
have to
me.
talk about that stuff.
Yes, and you didn't ask me the usual back and forth as Count Panic would then ask me what my favorite pastime is, and then I would probably
Oh,
tell you
eating
um,
broccoli.
eating broccoli would be my favorite pastime. No, I'm a disc golfer. I haven't played in a long
Oh yeah,
time.
yeah.
But when I was playing before I got sick was I was an avid player of disc golf and I love it and I believe in the sport and I love to support it as much as I can.
So I was at a folk festival this summer, and where it was at a disc golf place too.
That
And I
doesn't
had never seen
surprise
one
me.
of those. I had never seen one of those, and people were playing through as people are playing music and stuff. It was really odd.
Yeah, the
But
folk
so
scene, disc golf, they go together. It doesn't surprise
yeah,
me.
so I didn't even realize that there was like, because I always wondered how you just start, and you go up to the like where you would putt the ball if it was a golf course. So you just go up there and you throw it.
Yes, and you throw it at a basket with chains.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
it's a great sport. Changed my life. When I get
Yeah.
back into it in 2026, when I could get my body back ready for it, I'm gonna be back out on that course, and it may help me lose 50 pounds before that's the goal again in 2026. Um,
Now, maybe a listener would want to challenge you to a round or something.
that
I
would
don't know
be
what it's
great.
called when you play.
Oh, just it's a round of disc golf. I don't play
Round, yeah.
competitively,
Yeah.
but
But maybe a listener could. Maybe you can do like some contest.
well, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Pat, Windstorm wants to know what kind of cryptid you would want to be if you could be one. Which cryptid would you want to be?
Oh. Well, the one that I'd want to be is already taking it's Mothman because I love the ability to be able to fly, but since Bob is Mothman, I cannot be that. Although Bob is not the Mothman, he is a Mothman, which is different. Um, so let's see. I don't know, maybe Loch Ness.
Nessie?
I could see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big, underwater a lot. I could see that. That would be a fun life. Except to not have a partner would be really sad.
I would agree. Hey,
Yeah.
Lacey says hi. Bob and Pat. Yes, sweet. Hello, hello. Nice to see
Hey,
you.
Lacey.
Yes. Back to here. If I would say anything, Bob would be Mothman, I guess, and that's what everybody says. Jay
Yeah.
Breha says, "Hey from Mequon, Illinois, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Maquon, Illinois." So hello,
Macomb? No,
Macomb,
it's not Macomb. No,
Macomb,
I don't think so.
Maquon. I don't know.
I've never heard of that, but
I'm just
that's cool.
I but hello, thanks for joining in. We appreciate having you. All right, so
Yeah.
let's get to the Bob After Dark bits. So we divide up the
Okay.
show into two parts. We have our weird spooky news of the week. That's where me, the Bob, go scouring the internet, and you, the Pat, get to listen to these stories and give us the hashtag Pat's take, where you give us your take on these news stories. I got 3 of them this week. And then we're
Okay.
gonna dive into the meat and potatoes of the episode, the lore of the week, if you will. But we're gonna start with the weird spooky news of the week first. Are you ready?
I'm born ready.
All right. So our first story comes from the UPI, their odd news
Hmm.
section. Robot
Yeah,
breaks
yeah.
world record with 66-mile walk in China. Um,
Mm.
Chinese tech firm AGBot earned a Guinness World Record when its humanoid robot A2 went for a 66-mile walk from, and pardon my enunciation here, folks, I don't speak the language, but Jiangsu, Jiangsu province to Shanghai. The robot set off from Jinji Lake and had arrived at Shanghai's Bund in a single continuous walk made possible by a system devised to allow the robot to swap batteries while continuing to operate. The 24-hour trek earned Agibot the Guinness World Record title for the longest journey walked by a humanoid robot. The
Mm.
company said A2 followed all traffic laws during its long trek and walked across various surfaces, including asphalt, tiled pavement, and bridges. The robot
Ooh.
interacted with reporters at the end of its walk, stating that it might now need a new pair of shoes. Hashtag Pat's
Ah.
take.
Yeah, I totally believe it.
Well, I mean,
So
you have to believe it. It's real. It happened.
yeah, but I mean, I just heard a really interesting fact. If you think technology is speeding up so much, when the Wright brothers invented the plane, just 66 years later is when we landed on the moon. Some would say. I don't know if you're a conspiracy theorist, but I believe that there was a moon landing. 66 years from the time that they made the plane to the time that they landed on the moon. So if they could do that in 66 years, we could definitely get an AI robot to be able to cross over any place. I'm definitely that's amazing. I know that also in China they're working. Well, they have actually, and you could buy them right now. Ectoskeletons, so you can put them on to run faster, to run effortlessly. So even Bob, I don't know if you're a runner. I'm definitely not a runner, but if you put one of these on, you could run. So yeah, they're coming up with some great technology. It's
Um,
scary though, right?
oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you're a runner, Bob. No, no, I'm not, Pat.
No,
No.
hey, I'm not going to judge you or anything like that. People run, all different types of people run. So I tried recently to become a runner, and I am no good at it.
Now, I
I
would consider myself a brisk walker. I am a very good
Oh, okay.
walker. Meaning
What
I'm
kind of
able.
pace would you say you have in a mile?
Jeez, when I was moving well at disc golf, I was doing pretty well. These days,
Yeah.
not so well. But my health also hasn't been the best over the past couple of years, so
Yeah.
we're trying our best here. Next year is gonna be my year.
Yeah, you lost an organ and stuff,
I
right?
lost 2 organs, pal.
2 organs. Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
know.
Well, I gained one.
I know you
So,
did. It's pretty cool. We
yeah.
walked away with
Yeah.
you having more organs than me by the end of the year.
Actually, I'm not sure about that because I've had my gallbladder removed as well. So,
Oh, then we're even.
yeah, maybe I'm not. I we would have to talk shop a lot more to figure that one out.
I understand. Either way, Pat walked away a very happy man because he gets
Yeah,
to live a free life now, which is amazing.
I'm a free man.
Yes. All right. Let's move on. Next story comes to us from Sky News. Sky News tells us first treasures from the Holy Grail of shipwrecks has been recovered. The site
Mm,
wreck of the Colombian state secret and ownership of the treasure is hotly contested. An 18th century Spanish galleon dubbed the Holy Grail of Shipwrecks for its storied cache of 11 million gold and silver and coins, estimated at 20 billion or 20 BN or 16 BN euros, which I'm assuming means billion. So $20 billion or 16 billion euros
mhm,
has yielded its first treasures. The San Jose 64 gun galleon of the Spanish Navy was sunk by the British in 1708 when her powder magazines exploded near Cartagena, Colombia.
mm,
Now, a Colombian mission to salvage the wreck has retrieved its first artifacts: a cannon, 3 coins, and some porcelain. The recovery forms part of the expedition to the wreck approved by the Bogota last year following the rediscovery of the ship in 2015. The San Jose lies 600 meters or 2,000 feet below the Caribbean Sea, but its exact location is a state secret and the ownership of the treasure is hotly contested. It has been the subject of a legal battle in the United States, Colombia, and Spain over who owns the rights to the sunken treasure. Sea Search Armada, a group of American investors, claim to have discovered the ship in 1982 and demands $10 billion for its part, estimating that it's about 50% of its treasure's worth. The Colombia government, meanwhile, says the purpose of its deep sea mission is research is not treasure and that the artifacts will be preserved and studied. The
mm. I think
coins.
when you say 10 billion next time, you have to do that, right?
What do you mean?
$10 billion.
$10 billion.
You have to put your finger up against your.
Billion.
It's the other way. You never watched Austin Powers?
I'm familiar with the third one vaguely.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you're okay. The coins known as MACUQUINAS have been taken to the National Museum of Colombia, while the other finds have been studied and preserved at the Caribbean Oceanographic and Hydrographic Research Center. The Colombian Institute of Anthropology and History are said subjecting the artifacts to a laboratory analysis could shed new light on the ship's history. In a statement, it said, each of archaeological objects collected from the shipwreck opens new possibilities of discovering more aspects of the history of the San Jose galleon. The direct study of those coins, the porcelain cups, and the cannon, and the sediment remains associated with these objects will allow us to delve deeper into the aspects of this investigation. Areas of study include the composition of the artifacts, the origin of their manufacture, chronology, geez, I can't even say the word, and production technologies of the time. The Colombian government is also investigating the cause of the ship's sinking and has suggested it could have sunk for reasons other than explosion, including damage to the hull. Uh, the research says that the project comprises of a number of phases, including the first of which is a non-intrusive study of the wreck's archaeological context and debris
Mm.
field. The newly recovered items were brought up as part of the second phase, collecting artifacts and adapting them for preservation in a non-marine environment. Hashtag Pat Steak.
Yeah. So let me start by asking you, how do you feel about disturbing the dead?
That's a good question. Where does archaeology begin and grave robbing end, or vice
Yeah.
versa?
Just because we can, does that mean we should? It's like,
Well, they're not saying there's
oh
bodies
man.
down there. They're just finding these coins.
Well, if there's a shipwreck, there's probably bodies involved. Otherwise, they would have known about this location for a long time and they would have gotten this stuff earlier. So I'm assuming that it took this long to find the vessel itself. But yeah, it's like, can't we just let things just be? Like they constantly are going at the Titanic and trying to, lodge stuff away from there and stuff because the Titanic isn't going to last forever. Um, it's just, should we? That is my question about it. Even though I don't believe in ghosts, I do believe in respecting the dead. So let sleeping dogs lie. I don't
Yeah,
know. That's kind of my take. Yeah.
I'm see, I don't want to sound like Indiana Jones, but it belongs in a museum. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I think do you think even so you think that don't even disturb the ship at all, huh?
I
Leave all the
mean,
treasure down there?
yeah, I would say, I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's just a question that I have. Is should we? Should we do this though? It's like Goonies. You've seen Goonies, right?
Yes, of course I've seen Goonies.
Yeah. So it's like taking the money from the what was the pirate's name? One-Eyed Willie?
Yeah,
Taking the gold from One-Eyed Willie. You can't do it. You have to leave some for him.
yes. And they ended up with a little pouch at the end to save the day. Spoilers on a 40-year-old movie.
Well, they are going to be making a sequel, by the way.
Do they have the original cast coming back?
From what I hear, Corey Feldman will be there. Yes.
I didn't ask about just Corey Feldman.
Yes, I believe that they do have most of them, if not all of them.
Because listen, Sean Astin grew up to be a fine actor, and I would love to see him
Yeah.
back in just doing this childlike wonderment role.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be like a reboot or if it's actually going to be a sequel. That's what I'm wondering. So we'll have to wait and see.
All
But they
right.
brought back Karate Kid with Cobra Kai, so might as well bring back Goonies.
I
They're just
would.
going to bring back all the movies of my youth.
I mean, you got Ghostbusters. You got three new Ghostbusters films in the past
I
like
do.
10
I do.
years.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
got a new Indiana Jones film, new Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah. The Jurassic Park is going to go on forever. I thought we were done when they ended Jurassic World, but then they came out with another one after that. It was like, when are we going to stop? Just because we should, or just because we could, should we, though,
Isn't that
continue
the
with
lesson?
Jurassic
Isn't
Park?
that the lesson Jurassic Park tries to teach you in general, Pat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is.
Listen, Pat, getting all philosophical on us about the Jurassic Park meaning and adapting it back to its own creation.
Oh man, I love the Jurassic Park book. It's much better than the movies. So,
Never read it. I don't read too
oh, you
much.
should. It is Audible then.
Too many words, you know. Even though I
It
say
talks a
that
lot
as
about
I've
the
been reading about our subject tonight.
Well, it talks a lot about the chaos theory and stuff like that, which I find fascinating. So,
You know, the classic Bob After Dark pose is actually stolen from Ian, the character from
oh
Jurassic
yeah,
Park.
yeah, yeah,
If
I could
anybody
see
ever noticed
that.
before.
I never paid attention to that. So, yeah, definitely. Now I can see it.
Yep, all my best stuff is stolen. My best joke has been stolen from Joe Diamond, and my pose was stolen from Jeff Goldblum.
At least it wasn't from Neil Diamond. I mean, we have that going for us.
Does
So
Neil Diamond have a classic pose? That
I don't know, but it's just a rhinestone thing.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, our last news story comes to us from Sky News once again. Dead Thai woman sent to crematorium wakes up in coffin.
Oh.
A woman brought in for crematorium at a Thai temple was found alive in her coffin. The 65-year-old had been taken to Wat Rat Prang Hong Thom, a Buddhist temple on the outskirts of Bangkok, after she appeared to have stopped breathing 2 days earlier. Her family had traveled hundreds of miles with her body in the coffin and were preparing for her to be cremated. However, moments before the service began, a shocked temple manager, Piratsooodthoop, said he heard a faint knocking coming from inside the coffin. I was a bit surprised, so I asked them to open the coffin, and everyone was startled. He said, "Yeah, I guess so." I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. She must have been knocking for quite some time. The cremation was due to be live streamed by the temple. Um,
Wow.
Theory, or Thaiarath, the nation's best-selling newspaper, named the woman in the question as Chonthriat Sakolu, said she was brought in by her brother, Mongkol, same last name. The brother said that she had been bedridden for about 2 years before her health deteriorated further and she became unresponsive, appearing to have stopped breathing, according to Mr. Sudthop. So the brother placed her in a coffin and drove her 300 miles from her home province to the north of the country in the capital, Bangkok. The Bangkok Post reported that the woman's brother had been told by local officials that his sister had died. The woman had wished to donate her organs to a hospital in the Thai capital, but her brother was turned away as he did not have the relevant paperwork. Instead, he went to the temple, which offers free cremation service. After the woman was discovered alive, she was assessed and sent to the Banghai Hospital, Thyrath reported, where she was treated for hypoglycemia before being
Mhm.
released back to her brother. Asked how he felt to learn that his sister was still alive, get this, he said he was indifferent, according to the newspaper. And then he said the temple would,
Different.
yep, he was indifferent, and he said the temple would cover her medical expenses. Hashtag,
Interesting. That
hashtag
is
Pat's take.
wow. That's a lot. First of all, that's one heck of a nap, you know? You imagine waking up after 2 days, but you're in a coffin though now? That's pretty scary. Maybe she's a vampire. I'm not gonna rule that one out. But um, so
Whoa, Pat is giving us a vampire theory and not
yeah,
ruling it
yeah.
out.
I don't believe in vampires, but that's, what they used to do, right? Is that's the reason why the vampire legend came about, is because people were waking up after being buried and stuff. And anyways, so wow, that is really interesting. And just that the only thing she needed to be treated for was hypoglycemia, so low blood sugar, because she hadn't eaten in 2 days. That makes a lot of sense. But man, that's amazing. I'm glad that she's alive. Let's hear it for the Buddhist that let her free, then I guess. And
Yeah,
um,
we learned all about Pat's Buddhism track in the past episode. This is a quick chance for me to self plug myself on my own show.
there
Go
you
back and
go.
listen to the Pat and Rebecca interview from last month.
Yeah, interesting. Here in America, Buddhists are treated very different. It's treated as a religion, but in like Japan and other places, Buddhism is mainly treated as people that take care of the dead. So, like a lot of times in Japan, like a Zen Buddhists, so they wear black and they will have like brown on them sometimes. They when if they're seen on like the bus or something, people just assume that they're going to the house of somebody that just died to perform like a last rites kind of thing or something. So when you said that, I definitely see the connection that they have their own crematorium, though. That's something. But that's how they make their money over there. So it's a shame that that's the only thing that they do and the only thing that they're known for.
Can you imagine the monk who opened up that, who heard that tapping, and how lucky she had to have been for him to like have that hearing just to hear a slight tapping, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's something.
That the luck she has. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's a little strange
And
that the brother's just indifferent about her not being
yeah,
dead. That's a bit odd.
yeah, especially with Thanksgiving coming up,
No, maybe they don't
it's
have the
like
best of relationships.
probably not.
Mm, mm, mm. Anywho, let's Pat, you ready to take a quick break?
Sure, whenever you are, man.
All right, Pat, we're going to take a quick break for our fans. Be right back. And to our podcast fans, you're about to be hearing words from a podcast that you should be listening to. Stay tuned. And we're back. Oh, hey there, Pat.
Oh, hey, how was your break?
My break was good. What'd you do during break, Pat?
Oh, I dreamed about the moon.
What what was your dream about?
About those people that went to the moon after 66 years after they developed the plane, and how amazing that technology was that they were able to come up with it in 66 years.
You know, that's it's pretty amazing, Pat.
Yeah, how about you? What did you do on your break?
Since this week we were talking about lumberjacks, I actually went out to the woods to try to chop down my own Christmas tree.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
I don't have a real Christmas tree. Let's just say that. Let's just say
Oh,
I'll be ending up with the
okay.
same old fake one I use every year.
No, it's probably better for the environment anyways.
Something like
We got to
that.
go green. Yeah.
All right. So, Pat, I got to ask you, you're a fan of Bob After Dark.
Yes. I am. I'm a huge fan.
Okay. Do you remember way back several years ago, we did an episode on Lumberjack lore or the Fearsome Critters? Are you familiar with that?
I don't remember this, but it sounds fascinating.
Okay. So many moons ago, lumbering was like the biggest thing we had in America. Can you imagine, like,
Yeah.
early settlers? They're moving into the area. They have to clear trees down to get settlements up. That's just how it works. So lumbering was like one of the biggest industries we had here, and it was also one of the most dangerous, and also
Hmm.
probably one of the main reasons why OSHA exists to this day,
Yeah.
because not only were these guys, primarily these guys were out there chopping down trees with the very bare
In their
minimum
flannels.
and their flannels, and
Yeah.
but here's the thing, they're using like the bare minimum safety techniques, and most of them are drunk constantly.
Well, yeah. Well, you have to be because you're just in a flannel and you're in the freezing cold sometimes. So
That's
yeah,
all you,
you
and
have
that's
to.
all you have.
Yeah.
So these lumberjacks would get together, and they would tell stories to each other at the end of their shifts, because they would just stay out in the woods for weeks on end chopping down
Mm.
trees. So they would stay out
As
in the
one does.
as one does, and that's what they had to do
Yeah.
for money.
Yeah.
So here they are, they're chopping down trees, and they would tell stories back and forth, and occasionally they would tell what would be called tall tales, which is they would say, hey, did you catch that Paul Bunyan guy? He was, in reality,
Mm.
Paul Bunyan was 6 feet, but because he was taller than everybody else, they made him out to be like 12 feet tall. They
Oh.
would tell stories of a guy named Pecos Bill who was able to lasso tornadoes and whatnot. But
Mm.
what I find the most interesting is the fearsome critters, or their version of cryptids.
Mm. So
So
what kind of cryptids do we have then?
cryptids are animals that animals are concrete entities with supernatural that could have supernatural abilities or not, that are studied in a pseudoscience called cryptozoology, which we take to and we try to learn about these things and try to prove that they're real. Either they're extinct animals that get rediscovered, or they're creatures with supernatural abilities that we're not able to classify in modern science, whatever it might be. Fearsome critters, there's no there's nothing about them other than stories that these old lumberjacks would tell one another, and that's
Hmm.
all there are. So most of these are probably fake, or they were killed
Sure.
off, but they're still interesting how they are. So I have here two articles here. One is from a book of creatures.com, and the other is from mythfolks.com, which is Fearsome Critters, the scary, whimsical, and baffling, bizarre beast of tall tale folklore. So, Pat, I'm going to read you a little bit about some of these, and I want your opinion on them as I finish it up, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, so a lot of you people know the legend of Paul Bunyan and his giant blue ox babe. At least you've probably heard of him if you're from the U.S. But as well as the creatures are from these all American folktales, there were also others that were logging camps at the Big Woods, a magical mirage of bizarre, fantastical beasts, birds, and fish, a genre of folklore known as fearsome critters. There's no direct connection, but if you enjoyed Ronald Dahl's whimsical and creative naming in such of his books, you'll definitely enjoy the names of some of these fearsome critters. There are so many, and the ones here that this author talks about, I'm just going to go over because some of them are absolutely terrifying. The first one
Okay.
we're going to talk about is the hide behind. Perhaps the most famous of the fearsome critters, this animal was said to be so fast that it could always hide behind the nearest tree before you turned around. The legend of the
Mm.
hide behind was often a simple, sobering explanation of for any woodsman who ever returned to camp. Where's Dave? Hide behind. Oh. So what do you think?
Wow. Well, I wonder if Jack Chavez has some hide behind blood because when I was in the room with him at your event, he disappeared all the time, and I never saw him leave the room. He just would be not there. So I'm wondering if Jack has some of that blood in him.
So, a little bit more about them. The hide behinds
Mhm.
are very dangerous animals found throughout American logging country. It gets its name from always hiding behind something, and nobody has ever seen one, or to be
Oh,
specific, no greenhorn has ever seen one.
no greenhorn. What's a
It,
greenhorn?
lumberjack, outside of
Oh,
lumberjack,
okay.
normal folk. Experienced
Okay.
lumberjacks know that the hide behind looks a lot like a bear, walks upright, standing 5 feet 10 inches to 6 feet tall. Its
Ooh.
slender body is covered in long black fur, thick enough that its front and back are interchangeable, and its face, if it has one, is unknown. The 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 fingers are the forelegs are short, powerful, and armed with bear-like claws. The tail is that of a French sheepdog and is curled upwards. A hide behind is so
Hmm.
narrow that it can conceal itself behind a 10-inch tree. No matter how fast you move, the hide behind is always faster. You can whirl around to catch a glimpse of it, but it always, excuse me, but is always out of sight from behind a tree. They are extremely patient stalkers capable of fasting on for 7 years before finding suitable prey. So, what do you think of the hide behind, Pat?
Well, since only the lumberjacks that are drunk saw them, I'm going to probably say that they didn't exist. Although, I will say that the gorilla was once thought to be a cryptid. They were first described in like 1847-ish area, and they were not actually recorded being seen until 1902. So the gorilla was a cryptid, an animal that we know well now. So who knows? Maybe they're just hiding behind my monitor right now.
Ooh, that's a terrifying thought.
Yeah.
So you and I have had a conversation about your beliefs and plenty of times, and you would tell me that cryptids are something that you more or less could believe in if there was more scientific evidence behind them, correct?
I mean, yeah, like the idea of, oh, sorry, it just got dark in here. Like the idea of like a Sasquatch or something like that sounds really appealing to me. Just the problem is that we have not actually ever, had real documented evidence of that, in my opinion. So I don't know. But I could get behind that though.
Okay. Um,
What about you? What is your thought about the hide behind?
I think a lot of these stories are meant to tell things to sober guys up real quick. I feel like some of these stories are told to scare gentlemen in the company to get their jobs done correct, or they, sneak off and keep drinking, and the hide behind will get you.
Mm,
You know what I'm
yeah, there you
saying?
go.
And
Yeah,
I,
you got
I
to be
don't want to
alert.
assume that lumberjacks are all heavy drinkers, but a lot of them were.
Yeah. What
So
about currently? Because there are still lumberjacks.
I'm assuming these days they're under OSHA regulations and are well taken care of and make sure that it's a safer environment for them than it ever was. I'm
Let's
assuming
hope.
and
Let's
I'm
hope.
assuming that if you're operating heavy machinery, you're probably not drinking with it these days.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about lumberjacks is when they would send the logs down the river and they would jump between logs. That's crazy.
Yes, I
Seems
did.
really dangerous.
I seen a lumberjack show in Wisconsin Dells once. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, I think I saw that too,
Yeah,
but probably way before you did because I'm maybe a little bit older than you, Bob.
just a couple years.
Yeah, just a few.
All right, so the next one I want to talk about is the gumbaroo. This fearsome creature lived in the burned over forests, and its round, leathery body was said to be impenetrable. Bullets would
Mm,
simply bounce off its skin. Its unkillable nature made its perfect legend to keep would be hunters from venturing too far into dangerous territory. And the thing is said to be known as a long, skinny, terrifying looking creature. But it being bulletproof makes it even a little bit more terrifying, don't you think?
yeah, I wonder how it's bulletproof though.
The skin is so thick on it.
So like an armadillo?
Very similar.
Yeah.
The Gumbaro is said to look like a fat black bear in a shape completely hairless, except. Oh, sorry, folks, my notes just got covered up here.
Sounds like me so far though.
What you mean? Except for its prominent. Well, hear me out. So the Gumbaroo is said to look like the fat black bear in a shape completely hairless, except for its prominent eyebrows and bristly hairs on its chin. Instead, it has
See?
dark, smooth, and extremely tough coal black leather-like skin that makes the beast invulnerable to bullets, rocks, and arrows.
Wow. Bullets, rocks, and arrows. Wow, that's interesting.
Its main weakness is fire, or is at least
Oh
said to be
yeah.
fire.
Fire bad.
But it has giant, thick eyebrows. So,
Oh.
hairless giant beast with thick eyebrows and razor sharp teeth.
Besides being black, I think I'm one of them. I think I'm an albino version of one of them. I match that description pretty well. So except for the skinny part, but yeah, and the black part. So, but I mean, I'm pretty close to that. I'm gonna call BS on this one. I'm sorry. I don't believe in this because of the bulletproof skin. And you said it in the story that it was told to people so they wouldn't go far into the woods.
Yes.
You know, maybe that's the reason why. Maybe that's how they kept people from cutting down trees in areas that they shouldn't be cutting down.
All right. So the next one, but let me finish up my Gumbaro, so I didn't give you my
Okay.
take on it. I would say, disgruntled fat black bear with really tough skin. If they're only using like a black powder pistol, I would say it's very possible that the gun was not strong enough to pierce its body, and it more or less angered the bear versus actually damaging it. I am going to consult a hunter
Mm,
on that. And I'm going to actually consult Dr. Ben Vanderson, and next week we'll get a better answer for you guys. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good. Have you ever shot a black powder rifle?
I have not, but I know somebody who has.
Yeah, you know me. I've shot one.
Have you really?
Yeah, yeah, in Boy Scouts.
Oh, wow. You were a
Um,
scout?
yeah, oh yeah, of course I was. Yeah, I'm always prepared. So one interesting thing about the one that I shot, it was like a shotgun that had like two different triggers on it. And the first trigger that you pull, it's 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 pretty difficult to pull. And then the second one is like a hairpin trigger. And he had told me this, but it didn't register in my brain what it was. So they set me up. They got the black powder in there. They can set how much recoil that it has then too. So how much kickback you're going to get. And when I shot it, I was so scared that I aimed it straight up in the air at the very last second, and yeah, the little ball just went straight up. And then I ran because I was afraid it was going to come hit me, but I never found it. So
I was going to say that sounds like a very dangerous idea. To
yeah,
shoot
giving
a
me giving
gunship.
me this weird rifle, yeah, it's pretty dangerous. I was
Um,
probably 12 years old at that time, maybe 13. I don't know, something like that.
if there's any hunters in the chat that's not Dr. Ben Vanderson or firearms experts, can you guys give me your opinion? Like, think lumberjack frontiersman rifles. Do you think they would be strong enough to pierce like a really fat black bear's hide? And because it's not piercing it, maybe that's the story of the gun barrel, and that's what they think it is. But
Well, I would also say that a lot of times with the bears, like even though they get shot, they don't react to it. They just keep coming like nothing ever happened because first of all, they have a lot of adrenaline. Second of all, they have a lot of fat. So the fat blocks it from doing much. So
all right, so the next one we're going to talk about is the silver cat.
silver cat.
The
Wow.
silver cat is a bizarre creature which was first reported by the frontiersmen of the North America, which have since become known as a fearsome critter. It is said to be a large feline creature which weighs at about 300 pounds, sporting tousled ears and possessed of horizontal rather than vertical slits in its red eyes. The silver cat's most distinguishing feature is its tail, however. 11 feet long and as powerful as any boa constrictor. Its ends are a bony club with growth that shows like spikes on one side, yet smooth and hard on the other. They are rumored to make their lairs in the highest burrows in the tallest of trees.
So like the redwoods or something.
Yes. So
Yeah.
300-pound wild cat with a spiked tail. What's your thoughts?
Sounds like Thundercats.
Ho.
Sounds like they're going for Mumra then. Yeah. My thoughts about this one. Um, I would say that they might have been confused by like a cougar or something like that. And I don't mean a cougar in the way that we say it nowadays. I'm talking about like the cat version of the cougar. So or a mountain lion, as some would say. Something like that, or maybe a lynx or something, or I don't know. Or like a really big like bobcat.
How do you
But I'm
explain the
thinking
spiny tail?
I'm just thinking these people were drunk. I mean, once you said that, I mean, it's like they're just drunk. They see all kinds of things. And I'm imagining that they don't see them for long because they're cats. So that's probably pretty fast. So you could get some matrixing going on there too.
Jay Brijas says a revolver may be single shot pistol depending on the caliber. May
Yeah.
pierce a hide. So if it doesn't, though, I'm curious if it bounces off. That's where that story comes from.
Well, yeah, like if you get like a 22 gauge rifle or 22 caliber rifle, those are not powerful at all. They're just like a little bit more powerful than like a pellet gun or something like that. So maybe that's what they're using to shoot at them, and it's not effective then at all.
Okay.
which
Okay.
would make sense because it's a very light gun to carry out in the woods too.
I love it. Oh, but thanks for the jumping in on that one. So
They need
you
a cannon, like a bazooka or something like that. We're going to take these things down.
So there is a. I did a story. I did an episode, I should say, a while back called the Snallygaster. The Snallygaster is a fearsome critter, but like the reason why we do these in such short bits is because they're not long enough to do a full episode. The
Yeah,
Snallygaster, on
yeah.
the other hand, had enough information about it to actually do an episode. And Pat, you would love this. There's an actual story about Teddy Roosevelt going to go hunt down the Snallygaster because and he was going famously going to skip out on a conference where he was going to talk with world leaders because he said this thing was terrorizing the people of Appalachia too long, and he himself was going to kill it if he had to.
I mean, I'm sure that that was code for him going out drinking, smoking kind of thing, but yeah. I have no idea, but Teddy Roosevelt definitely a character. I got to read more about Teddy Roosevelt because people that do quote him all the time and have like a lot of stories about Teddy Roosevelt.
If
I
anybody would
I
believe in the paranormal, it was him.
I'm sure, yeah.
He
Well,
believed in cryptids.
there's some presidents that have happened in our lifetime that believe in like the paranormal and UFOs and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say their names because
we're not
one
a
of them might
political
be in
show.
office currently. One
Well,
of them
that we're
might be
not
in
a
office
political show.
currently, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but either way,
Either
the
way.
Snallygaster. But anyway, Pat, I got a ridiculous one for you.
Oh, is it wearing clothes?
It is called the Rumptifusel.
The rump to fusel.
Rumptifusel.
Rump to fusel.
Rumptifusel. Their common
Rump to
misconception
fusel.
that owl pellets are left behind by owls. This belief spread by highfalutin scientists is a load of hooey. Any lumberjack can tell you that these pellets are wad up clumps of clothing. The only remains unfortunate greenhorns who are approached by a refusal. These creatures are big, vicious animals covered in a fine pelt, not unlike mink. They are flat and flexible, and not so fast, much like the anglerfish and the alligator snapping turtle. This creature lures its prey with its reach by appealing to greed. It catches its prey by draping its body over a stump or a log in plain sight, looking like the world abandoned an expensive fur coat. When a greedy tenderfoot approaches the for a better look, the creature, making with deceptive speed, engulfs the victim. The underside of the critter is lined with tiny sucking pores, and their prey thoroughly is drained of all of its bone marrow and blood.
Ooh,
It's essentially a sack of fur that crawls
wow.
around.
Okay. Um, wait, you didn't say what you thought of the last one though,
Oh, the
too.
silver cat.
So
I believe they were
yeah,
real. Um,
yeah.
I think the spiny tails are not uncommon in the animal world. I would say that it might have
But
been a
in
re-
cats though?
I would say that it might have been a mutation. Um,
Okay.
it's very possible. I mean, the jackalope might be scientifically finally explained as the rabbits with the antler syndrome, where they're not antlers, but their bones are protruding out of
Oh
their
yeah.
heads, looking like
Yeah, yeah,
antlers.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it could be something like that, where the bones were extruding out of its tail, or they were just drunk.
So was it like a saber-toothed tiger or something like that? Because 300 pounds is pretty big for like a cat in North America that isn't a cougar.
I would say so,
Yeah.
but I'm going with plausible on that one.
Okay. Now this one that you just said is not plausible at all.
Oh, you're going with the killer toupee you don't believe in.
Yeah, yeah, I don't believe in it. You lost me with the sucky stuff on the bottom. It's like there's no animal that looks like that. There's no animal that resembles that. There would not be an advantage to the animal for having this. So I can't see how evolution would allow something like this to be. Um, and also too, wouldn't we be like, why are all these bodies here that have all their blood sucked out of them and all their bone marrow? And that's interesting that it's bone marrow too, because you have to crush the bones in order to get the bone marrow. So that's really interesting though.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All
Sounds like
right.
something you might find on Skinwalker Ranch or something.
Yes, or it could also just be a killer toupee.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about it, Bob?
I want it to be real. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, but then we'd have to fear these things, fear going out into the woods because of the Rumpelstiltskin thing, whatever it's called. Yeah, I'd rather not be worried about it. So I'm gonna say definitely not real at all. I like the friendly cryptids.
Well, what's a friendly cryptid, Pat?
I don't know. I would think Sasquatch is a little bit more friendly sometimes. Although Jack told me that they have their own language and religion and stuff, and that would be that they're a little bit more advanced than I would want my cryptids to be. So I don't know, but there's got to be some that are nice, right? What about the Yule Cat?
Oh
He's
man,
nice.
he mauls you if you don't get new clothing for Christmas.
Yeah, but if you get new clothing, you're fine. Probably purrs.
Yeah, but you have to be lucky enough to get new clothing.
Yeah. Are you going to do a Yuletide cat episode this year?
I've done a Yule Cat episode in the past. I can't keep talking about it.
Sure, you can. It would make Panic really really happy to hear about
That
it
is
again.
his
I think you should
favorite.
do it as a tradition. It should be an every year thing that you do.
Oh my word! For a story that takes 5 minutes to tell.
Yeah, that would. Hey, I would enjoy listening to that over and over again.
Ah, yes. All right, so I have time for one more, Pat. And this one is the
Okay.
most ridiculous of all,
Oh, great.
the hoop snake.
The hoop snake. Okay.
The hoop snake is a legendary creature from the United States, Canada, and Australia. It appears in
Hmm.
Pecos Bill stories, although its description of hoop snakes is one with which most people are most familiar. Stories of the creature predate the fictional tales considerably. Several sightings of the hoop snake have been alleged in Minnesota, the Wisconsin border, in the Sioux Croix Valley, Wake County, and Watauga County in North Carolina, Prince Edward Island, and Kamloops, British Columbia. According to folklore, its distinguishing feature of a hoop snake is that it can grasp its tail in its jaws and roll after its prey like a wheel. In one version of the myth, the snake straightens out at the last second, skewering its victims with its venomous tail. The only escape is to hide behind a tree, which receives a deadly blow instead of promptly dies from the poison. An Australian rendition of the myth describes a circular snake roughly the size of a steering wheel with a set of elongated spines evenly spaced near its inner lining of its circular body. It is hypothesized that the snake has the ability to rapidly constrict, quickly reducing its circumference of its body to entrap the limb of a kangaroo, wallaby, dingo, or human.
Wow. Is that
So,
all you got?
well, there's a sightings here.
Okay. Let me
Proponent
hear some of the
sightings.
sightings.
This one's a good one. So sightings are occasionally reported, though the existence of the hoop snake has never been accepted by the scientific community. Big surprise there, right? Uh,
Yeah.
so there's a naturalist by the name of Raymond Dietmars placed a $10,000 in a trust in New York bank for the first person that would provide evidence of the hoop snake. Some have suggested its disorientated description of a sidewinder of the American Southwest or mud snakes, which is occasionally lie in a hoop like shape. The hoop snake possibly is an embellishment of actual instances of snakes swallowing its own tails, mistaking them for prey. So that's the story of the hoop snake. I need
Yeah.
to hear what you think because it's to me it's ridiculous to think of this thing spinning at me like a tire and then stretching out like a skewer.
Yeah, but how does it eat then if it devoured its own tail or something like
Well,
that?
no,
Like if
it
it's
puts a
actually
tail in its mouth and then it
okay
spits out the
to create
tail.
this. Oh,
What?
so it's like a transformer.
Yes, so it spins right
Wow.
and like a somersault, and then it leaps out at the last second and pierces
Yeah.
you.
And it can do the tail thing whenever it wants to.
Yes, and it can move really fast.
Oh, wow. Wow, that is interesting. Man, I never saw that with that Australian guy that was always looking for the snakes that passed away. Forget his name.
Steve Irwin.
Um, yeah, Steve Irwin. He never talked about that. He would go right up to it though if it was there. Um, that is ridiculous, but it would make a really good belt probably because it's already hoop shaped. So as long as it's the right size, you know. Um, I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy that it's going to attack you like that. Most snakes when they're attacked is because they have to, because they feel threatened.
Are
Like
you a
even a
snake expert,
rattlesnake gives
Beck?
you plenty of I I mean I've known a couple of snakes in my day. um, so I would say that most snakes, like the rattlesnake, give you plenty of warning. Even the king cobra has to stand up in order to shoot its venom at you, um, which is mostly the female version of it, I think. But anyways, so no, I think that's pretty ridiculous that it's actually like a predator, that it's actually going after people, attacking it like that, especially since like most snakes can't take down a human. They would have to have a really big mouth.
Yeah, but this thing just pierces through you with its tail. It moves quick and then it just pierces you, and then it'll take its time eating you.
But that's not what snakes do, though.
Well, the hoop snake, that's how the hoop snake does it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't believe it though, Bob. I'm sorry.
So, out of all the
Now,
fearsome
if you had
critters
him in a
tonight,
dress, if you had him in a dress, then I would say maybe then it could be maybe a nice little pink dress or something.
my word. I thought you said you don't believe in cryptids and clothing.
I want the hoop snake to have a dress. I'm sorry
Okay, so the
because there's hoop
taku
skirts, right?
from North Dakota, that or South Dakota, that the taku he can't have his top hat, and the praying mantis man can't have his coveralls, but the hoop snake could have a dress,
Yeah,
and then you'll believe in the hoop
because there's
snake.
hoop dresses. Yeah, then I'd believe that. Then I'd give it my stamp of approval. I should actually make a stamp where I can, stamp things on it. Stamp of approval. Pat's facts. Stamp of approval.
All right, Pat. So that's all the time we have this night for talking about our fearsome critters. Do you have anything you would like to share with the audience about what's going on with Ghostly?
Yeah, so Ghostly's about to take a little sabbatical. We always take December off so that people can catch up on our episodes, but we like to say that we do that so that we can spend time with our families and stuff like that too. But
Of course.
our latest episode, or our last episode of the year, is coming out tomorrow. It's about Ringwood Mines. Have you ever heard of Ringwood Mines in New Jersey?
Can't say I have.
Very interesting place. So as far as the history goes, it was both a hero and a villain, because it was a hero because it pretty much won us the Revolutionary War. I know
Okay.
there's a Ken Burns documentary about the Revolution. I have not watched all the episodes yet, so I can't say if he mentions it, but because they iron, it's a big long story. Anyways, but the villain, because the Ford Motor Company, hopefully they're not sponsors of yours, Bob.
Can't say
They
they are. No.
Okay, so they dumped a bunch of paint sludge that they used for painting cars inside the mines when they closed in the 1930s. In the 1960s, um, a bunch of Native American children found these bright neon colored mounds, and they decided that they were toys for them, and goo that they would make into toys like sleds and stuff like that, and they would play on them, and suddenly they all got poisoned and got rare diseases and stuff. But ghost wise, there's all kinds of stories about blue lights and about a blue lady in the manor. And oh my God, there's just it, if tragedy really dictates where there's ghosts, then this has to be the most haunted spot in the world, then.
No kidding.
Do you believe that tragedy is the key element to a ghost?
I don't think it has to be tragedy. I think it just needs to be a strong emotional attachment.
Yeah, well, this is definitely tragedy. This is a lot of children, a lot of families, a lot of people died, and a lot of corruption, and yeah.
Sure,
So
sure.
we did mines for the last two episodes.
Did you cover the Tommy
But the
knockers?
we have not. Um, but we did talk about the knocking that happens before there's an event that's going to happen. So a lot of times miners would, hear knocking right before something bad was going to happen. So they would take off running.
Right.
Yeah. So, but we did talk about that. We talked about a lot of things. It was a very, very deep episode. I don't think we've gone that deep in a long time where it was really, we really got to the nitty gritty on this one.
Well, folks, that's an episode that I'll be excited to check out, and you guys can see that wherever you listen to great podcasts. Isn't that correct, Pat?
Yeah, anywhere you listen to Bob After Dark, you can listen to Ghostly, except for WJOB,
No, you cannot listen. This
which
episode's a podcast exclusive, so it's not even on
yeah,
WJOB. But Pat, I just want to
there you
say
go.
thank you so much for coming on this evening. I know I just made you do this. I made you do this recently, but I'm going to make you do it again. Do you have a quip for us for this evening?
Equip, no, but I do have something to share with you. I bought a new pair of pajamas and I was about to put them on when you called, and I'd like to share with you what they are
Yes, I'd love
because
that.
I think you might like them. So, can you see that?
Oh my God, are those Mothman pajamas? Oh, they're Jaws.
No, they're Jaws.
They're
They're Jaws
Jaws.
pajamas.
That's awesome.
What are your thoughts of the movie Jaws?
Oh, it's so good.
It definitely is, and it was just their anniversary, so
The
that's why I
50th,
got
yep.
them. And yeah, I'm excited to put them on tonight. And sleep the sleep of the dead. So
Absolutely. All right, folks. Thank you for Pat. Make sure you stick around after the closing, folks. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Bob After Dark. On behalf of me and Pat, we just want to wish all of you sweet dreams. To my mom, I just want to say goodnight to you. To my dad, wherever you are in the universe, I hope you're happy, comfortable doing whatever it is that you want to be doing. And to Tiff, no, wherever you are in the world, I hope you have the sweetest dreams of them all. Good night, everybody. Remember, the two most important rules of Bob After Dark are not all who wander are lost, not all who wander are lost, and as above, so below. Until next time.